Lesson 1. The History of Tarot. What's up, y'all? Let's learn tarot, shall we? At the end of the lessons, I will be physically demonstrating a tarot reading. So make sure you watch the video all the way through, so you can see the live demonstration of the cards. Before we get into the cards themselves, allow me to give y'all a little backstory on the tarot. Yes, this is important to know, especially if you are thinking about becoming a professional tarot reader. I have been reading tarot professionally for 22 years. I have been around and exposed to tarot cards my entire life because my mother's side of my family was into magic and tarot cards and spirituality. No, they weren't always Christians. Somewhere around 1990 they converted, but I remained into the spiritual world. Anyway, enough about me. Let's discuss the background of the tarot. The tarot has 4 suits, as most modern-day playing cards do. The specific suits varied, depending on the region. Regardless of which one was used, each suite has 14 cards, 10 of which are numbered from 1 or ace to 10 and 4 court cards. Tarot decks also have a trump suit of 21 cards, along with a card called the Fool. In some games, the Fool acted as the top trump. When used for divination purposes, the trump cards are part of what is known as the major arcana. The other cards are called the minor arcana. We discuss each of these in later modules. What does tarot mean? The origin of the term tarot cards is largely unknown. Some speculate that it is derived from the Italian term tarocchi or tarocco, meaning blood orange in Italian. Others believe that the cards originated in Milan or Bologna, taking their name from the Taro River in northern Italy. Others believe it comes from the Arabic term turuk, which means ways, or tarka, which means to leave, abandon, or omit. Early history. Tarot cards were popularized in Europe in the late 14th century. The first suits were batons or polo sticks, or wands for divinatory purposes. Coins, commonly called discs or pentacles in occult tarot. Swords and cups. These suits are still commonly used in traditional playing cards in Italy, Spain, and Portugal. The difference between tarot cards and other playing cards was the addition of trump cards, complete with allegorical illustrations. Picture cards were first mentioned in the early 1400s, described as a deck of 16 cards containing images of Greek gods and 4 types of birds. Until the invention of the printing press, owning tarot cards was a privilege only the very wealthy could afford. Decks were hand-painted and, as a result, were quite costly. A manuscript by Martiano da Tortona, produced near 1425, listed the first rules of tarot card games, with another set of rules being published in 1637. Tarot, as a game, has many cultural variations and has survived for centuries. Tarot games were incredibly popular throughout Europe, with the exception of Ireland, Britain, the Iberian Peninsula, and the Ottoman Balkans. While some versions, such as the tarocchini, still persist in Italy, tarot is currently most popular in Central Europe. Regional tarot games called tarot, or tarot are widely played. Tarotology. Tarotology is the practice of using a tarot deck for divinatory purposes. Though the cards were first recorded as being used to play games, they are now primarily used for divination. Their use for this purpose seems to have begun in the mid-1700s, with a manuscript from 1750 describing the divinatory meanings behind the cards. Tarot is not an exact science, and there are many disputes within the community itself about how the practice actually works. Some say that there are supernatural agents at work, whilst others believe that a person's subconscious projects the necessary meaning onto the card. Most practitioners do agree that the practice is helpful because it helps a person see or form meaningful connections between life events, both past and prospective. Readers are the individuals physically handling and interpreting the tarot cards. They select the deck, the spread, and whether or not a signifier is used. Reading tarot cards is a big responsibility, even if you are reading for yourself. It is crucial that all readers have a firm understanding of the deck, appropriate spreads, and the cards themselves before attempting a reading. Querent is a person for whom a tarot reading is given. In other words, a querent is someone with questions seeking answers from a tarot deck. If you are reading to answer your own questions, you are both the reader and the querent. Check out Lesson 2 in the next video.
Lesson 2. The Major Arcana. The Major Arcana consists of the first 22 cards of a tarot deck, also called trumps, majors, triumphs, and keys. Arcana is Latin for the secret. The term was chosen because the deck is seen as something that reveals secrets to the reader. The major arcana are also known as the cards that represent major life changes or events. When these cards appear, refer to the meaning of the card and use your conversation skills to further explain the interpretation of the cards in front of you. The major arcana cards in order are 0. The Fool card. 1. The Magician card. 2. The High Priestess card. 3. The Empress card. 4. The Emperor card. 5. The Hierophant card. 6. The Lover's card. 7. The Chariot card. 8. The Strength card. 9. The Hermit card. 10. Wheel of Fortune card. 11. Justice card. 12. Hanged Man card. 13. Death card. 14. Temperance card. 15. Devil card. 16. Tower card. 17. Star card. 18. Moon card. 19. Sun card. 20. Judgment card. 21. The World card. The next 36 cards in a tarot deck are called the minor arcana. Other terms include pips, suit cards, and minors. Whilst the major arcana cards contain most of the important cards, the cards in the minor arcana help reinforce the reading or offer further insight. Spreads or layouts are the way the cards are set out on the table in a specific way, so the reading can be performed. Cards are usually drawn and laid out one at a time. The meaning of the cards depends on each one's position. For example, a 3-card spread may mean the past, present, and future. A significator or a signifier is a specific tarot card chosen that represents the current. If you want to choose one of these cards, you must do so before the reading. In addition, whether or not a signifier is selected is up to the reader's discretion, as it is not appropriate in all cases. Cleansing your deck. Storing and cleaning your tarot cards properly is important to maintain their positive energy and accurate readings. Failing to do so makes it harder to read the cards and can even bring negative energy into your home. Thankfully, proper storing and cleansing techniques are easy to remember and practice. Storing your deck. Take care of your cards by storing them properly after every use. This helps them stay clean, damage-free, and as filled with positive energy between cleansings as possible. Consider purchasing a special tarot box specifically designed to keep cards clean. In addition, you may want to wrap the deck in a special cloth used for readings before storing them in a box. Some people put a quartz crystal in the box with their cards, as crystals absorb all types of negative energy. If you opt for this method, make sure you cleanse the crystal on a regular basis. When to cleanse your deck. Generally speaking, it is obvious when a deck is in need of cleansing. You may feel that something is off about your cards, or there may be a nagging feeling that something just isn't right. As with selecting your deck, trust your instinct when it comes to cleansing it. There are a few situations where it is important to cleanse your cards and complete that process whenever you get that nagging, lingering feeling. You should cleanse your cards if one of the following events has occurred. Someone else has touched your cards. You purchased a new or new to your deck. The last reading was draining. You have not used your cards for some time. One or more of the cards has been exposed to or revealed the presence of negative energy. The cards have come into contact with the floor. You want to feel reconnected to your cards. How to cleanse your deck. 1. Sort and shuffle. Sort your cards in order, beginning with the major arcana and then transitioning into the minor arcana. Check to be sure the deck is still complete as you briefly glance at each card and focus on its special meaning. Once you have completed this task, start to shuffle them in whichever way feels right for you, expelling the negative energy and drawing in the positive. This technique works well between readings or when you need to cleanse your cards, but do not have an abundance of time. 2. Meditation. Hold your cards with both hands, close your eyes, and clear your mind of any thoughts. Use this time to just be with your cards, visualizing the universe's energy flowing through you and into the cards. Some people use the imagery of protective white light, surrounding the cards and casting out any dark energy. This is a great technique to use if you need to refocus yourself, as well as cleanse your cards. If you have not used your deck in a while, this method often helps people rediscover the original connection they had with their cards. 3. Salt burial. This method is ideal for cards with toxic or deeply negative energy. Some clients leave a lot of negative energy behind after reading. In other cases, the results of reading may be upsetting or not exactly what you had hoped to see. This can also result in you forming a toxic connection with your cards. Overcoming this does take time, but it can be done. Instead of buying a new deck, you can use a salt burial to draw out the negative energy. The first step is to wrap the cards in plastic as tightly as possible. To avoid damaging your cards, use an airtight container for this technique. Place the cards inside and cover them on all sides, as well as above and below, with salt. Keep your cards buried in salt for a few days, or until you feel the negative energy is gone. Dispose of the salt immediately after removing the cards. Check out Lesson 3, where we'll begin discussing
Lesson 3. The Major Arcana. 0. The Fool. The story starts with the young and defenseless fool. Since they have not experienced the trials of life, they are unaware of the enormousness of the challenges of life and do not know their potential as well. When this card comes up, you are invited to take on their open, curious energy and accept all that comes at you without distress. The Fool card also holds significant meaning in the tarot as it represents new beginnings, a leap of faith, and a sense of boundless potential. Symbolizing the start of a journey, the Fool is depicted as a young, carefree individual stepping off a cliff, unaware of the challenges ahead, but full of optimism and curiosity. The card encourages embracing the unknown with an open mind and a sense of adventure, reminding us that true growth often lies beyond our comfort zones. The Fool signifies the importance of trusting our intuition and taking risks, even when the path ahead is uncertain. In an upright position, the Fool card invites you to take on an open, curious energy and accept all that comes at you without distress. In a reverse position, the Fool card serves as a call to reevaluate your intentions, motivations, and inner guidance. It prompts you to examine if you might be holding back due to concerns about others' opinions or unrealistic expectations. The Fool card reverse is also an indication of chaos, folly, lack of direction, foolishness, poor judgment, lack of faith in self, lack of trust in self, restrictions, stupidity, naivety, taking too many risks without thought, doing too much, lack of education, and lack of planning for the future. In matters of love and relationships, the Fool tarot card represents adventure, enthusiasm, and freedom of choice. The card encourages us to be open to experiencing real love, to be empowered in our relationships, and to embark on exciting romantic journeys. If you're doing a love reading and this card shows up in reverse, remember to use your conversation skills and expound on the reverse meaning. A better example will be provided in the physical demonstration video after I have done lessons on 5 cards. So that means expect the demonstration video to be after the video about the Emperor card. The Fool card is associated with the air element, but not necessarily is it directly related to air signs. This isn't to mean that this may not represent an air sign if you are specifically reading an air sign, nor does it only mean air sign when it is pulled. Check out Lesson 4 next. Lesson 4. The Magician card. This card serves as a reminder to the reader that they are exceptional and possess many skills. Such skills make you stand out among the rest and help you in starting new projects or conquering hardships. The Magician is to remind you that you already have what you need to go ahead and accomplish what you want to do. The Magician card in the tarot deck serves as a reminder that the individual possesses exceptional skills and talents, making them stand out and enabling them to initiate new projects and overcome challenges. It signifies that the individual already has the necessary tools to achieve their goals and encourages them to move forward with confidence and determination. When the Magician appears in a spread, it points to the talents, capabilities, and resources at the querent's disposal to succeed. The message is to tap into one's full potential rather than holding back, especially when there is a need to transform something. On the broad level, the Magician is interpreted with energy, potential, and the manifestation of one's desires. The card symbolizes the meetings of the physical and spiritual worlds, as above, so below, and the conduit converting spiritual energy into real-world action. The Magician advises you give your questioning nature and free associating mind plenty of room to explore the subject at hand. Behave just as if you were an open-minded and curious scientist. Through this process, you may bring freshness and clarity into the situation that is both stimulating and catalytic. If the Magician card is reversed, when you're facing a challenge, it suggests you might feel unsure about what to do. It's like a signal to take some time to remember your goals and desires and use them to guide your decisions. It can also mean manipulation, lies, deceit, trickery, confusion, mind manipulation and control, witchcraft being done by a male or masculine energy, and overall ill intentions. It can also indicate that you are doing too much. You may need to back off a bit. This is not the time to force matters. You are not ready to assume a position of power. Go back and develop your skill set until you are confident of your abilities. The Magician card is associated with the zodiac signs Gemini and Virgo because it's connected to the planet Mercury.